everyone. Welcome to this great conference call for this tremendous fight that's going to happen on Saturday, April 18th at the Turning Stone Resort Casino in Verona, New York. The fight will come on air at 9:45 as part of a split-site doubleheader with Terrence Crawford taking on Thomas Delorme. On the call, for the first part of the call, will be Team Provodnikov, Banner Promotions President Artie Palulu, the Siberian Rocky himself, Ruslan Provodnikov, along with his manager Vadim Kornilov, who will translate. Hall of Fame promoter Freddie Roach, and also Kelly Abdo and Heidi Strong from Turning Stone are also on the call. Let me turn it over to Artie Palulu. Artie?
Hi. Hello, everybody. It's Artie Palulu from Banner Promotions. Good afternoon. Everybody on this call knows that this is one of the great fights of the year for us, for our sport. And I just wanted to, the first thing I want to say is thanks Eric Gomez from Golden Boy and Oscar for helping us put this fight together. It was very easy to do. Eric, Lucas, and Lucas Matthysse and Ruslan Provodnikov, both wanted this fight. So it was very easy to put together. Eric and I literally did the deal in maybe 30 or 40 minutes. And this is how one of the great fights of 2015 got made. Very easily, but two guys who want to fight, two promotional companies who work together to co-promotion, and we're doing this event equally together. And it's going to be an exciting night for boxing. I believe it's going to be Corrales-Castillo 1, which I had a good fortune of promoting with Bob Arum and Gary Shaw. That's what I think of the fight. Both guys don't know how to do anything but put on TV-friendly and fan-friendly fights. Before I get into anything else with the show, I'd just like to turn it over to Kelly from Turning Stone, who's the PR manager, would like to say a few words on behalf of our host, Turning Stone Resort and Casino, who went out of their way to make sure that they landed this fight because they're really into the boxing business. They're really fight sites friendly, and they're really into going out of their way to put on a spectacular live event at their location. So, Kelly, why don't you take it from here and say what you'd like to say about Turning Stone?
Sure, thank you, Artie. Hello, everyone. Kelly Abdo from Turning Stone Resort Casino. And as Artie mentioned, we're really excited to be hosting this epic fight and to have everyone here. We're all really looking forward to it, and we have a week's worth of events lined up that we're really excited to host.
Thanks, Kelly. One thing I need to mention, guys, to everybody on the call and ladies and gentlemen, that the reason why the fight is at Turning Stone is because of Ed Allman and Heidi Strong. They wanted to fight. They were aggressive about the fight. They realized what this kind of fight could mean because it could be a historic event because of two great punchers and two great exciting styles. I know Oscar's going to talk about Lucas, but I just like to say that he is a great fighter, and I know his manager / promoter for 20 years, Mario Arana, and he's an exceptional young man. So it's going to be a terrific fight on their side. As far as Ruslan's concerned, in my opinion, there's none better. We've been together since his very beginning, since his first fight. It's been my privilege to work with him. He's a true athlete. He's very focused on his job. He's extremely focused on being a professional. The VADA, the anti-doping testing is always something that he demands and insists on. He doesn't believe athletes should be anything but legitimate and 100% legal. And his manager is Vadim, who I've been working with for several years. We have a lot of fighters together. And they're just good people, focused on their job. Never an issue about who. It's always, when are we fighting? Let's make the best fights possible. And also now, Freddie Roach is on the call with us. As you all know, everybody knows Freddie. And his career changed, Ruslan, when he went to Freddie. The truth of it is, when he went to Freddie, got in that gym, was around world-class guys, the quality of the people he was working with changed, and the development of his career was tenfold. So after saying all that, I want to thank everybody. I'd like to introduce Freddie right now. And as you know, Freddie's training also the great Manny Pacquiao. But I'd like to have Freddie say a few words on behalf of Ruslan and the show. Freddie?
Hey, thank you, Artie. I have listened to him really well, and his some really, really good sparring for this fight. We know it's a tough fight, and it's going to be a great fight, and I look forward to it. And on paper, it looks like one of the best fights of the year. So I think it's going to be a tremendous show, and I don't think anyone should miss this one.
Okay, thanks, Freddie. And now I'd like to introduce to you all the Ruslan Provodnikov, the Siberian Rocky, who, as I've said, I've had the good fortune of meeting him and Vadim 7 years ago when I went to Moscow for the first time and signed Ruslan to an exclusive contract. And boy, did I not know how lucky I was at the time. Ruslan Provodnikov, gentlemen and ladies. Ruslan, you're up.
How are you? Hi.
Well, that's good. You can say something more than one word.
I just woke up getting ready to go to training. I'm happy to hear everybody.
Well, Vadim, would you like to say a few words?
Definitely. Artie, thank you for the great introduction. And, we're here. Ruslan's, he's eating as we're doing this. I'm sorry that, he'll be more talkative in about 2-3 minutes. But I'm glad that this all works out. It's a great fight that everybody's looking forward to. And, Banner Promotions, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, Artie Pugel, you guys did a great job. And I appreciate in you working together to put this fight together. It's very easy to make. And I think this is the way it should be. This is the way the business should be, is the best fighting the best and the promoters working together. Thank you.
Thank you, Vadim. And I guess now it's back to you for questions and answers, guys. For Mark, how's it go from here?
Maggie?
The lines are now open for questions. If you would like to ask a question, you may do so by pressing star and then 1 on your telephone keypad. That's star and then number 1. Our first question comes from the line of Dan Raphael with ESPN. Your line is live.
Thank you very. Hello?
Go ahead, Dan. We can hear you.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Artie. Thank you, guys. My first question, Vadim, could you ask Ruslan, what does he believe the impact will be, if any, in the fact that Freddie, because of the Pacquiao training camp, is not going to actually be in the corner, even though he's training him in the gym?
Будет ли какой-то минус от того, что Фредди не будет в углу, и он физически тренирует, как я узнал сейчас? Нет, понятно, что мы уже с какое время сталкивались. Самое главное, что он мне весь тренировочный лагерь будет со мной, он со мной, и он дает всегда все, что мне нужно будет. Так что и рядом со мной будет Марвин, который знает все, что мне нужно будет делать в ринге. Это проблема, которая раз так падает ситуация, к этому нужно просто быть к этому готов, готовы к этому, все в порядке, не будет проблем. Everything is all right. This is not the first time that Freddie was not in the corner. For me, what's important is that Freddie's with me throughout the camp, and we're working together as a team to come up with the right strategy and get ready for this fight. It's not a big deal, Marvin Samodio, who's Freddie's right-hand guy, is going to be there for me, and I know that Marvin knows what I need to do in the ring, and that's all that's important. But for me, this is not a problem.
Okay, Freddie, are you there?
Yes.
Freddie, I know you always like to be with your fighters on fight night. Obviously, that's a big part of training a guy. Can you speak to is the reasons why you won't be there? Is it a matter of just because of the serious nature of the Pacquiao training camp? I understand you've also had some problems with your back. What's your take on the reasons that you can't make it to Turning Stone for the fight?
Yeah, because the Pacquiao fight, just getting everybody for the fight is really important right now. And Ruslan's very important also. I work with him every day in the gym. And me and Marvin have a good rapport together. Marvin knows what to do. He's a very professional corner. He went up to the fight when we went to Denver by himself without me, and they came through. They understand what I want, and just because I'm not there, Ruslan will still fight his fight, and Marvin will make the adjustments along the way. It'll be no problem whatsoever. It's not the first or last time this has happened in my life.
Freddie, when you think about the fight on paper between these guys, I think pretty much every boxing fan looks at this and just says, wow, there's no chance this can't be potentially, the fight of the year or just a very memorable action-packed fight. Can you just give me your take on the matchup?
It's the greatest matchup in the world. It's two guys that love to fight, two guys that are great punchers. It's going to be a very exciting fight, that's for sure. And It's the best fighting the best, and that's what we need. That's what's going on in boxing right now, and that's why everything's really happening. Boxing is bigger than ever at this point because of fights like this.
Nadim, could you ask Ruslan to also give his take on the matchup? There are so many boxing fans who are super excited about this just because of the action style that Ruslan as well as Lucas bring to the ring.
Многие болельщики очень ждут этого боя, почти все его ждут из-за того, что тот стиль, который вы принесете в ринг в этот вечер. Что ты можешь сказать об этом бое? Что ты...
Я ожидаю того же самого, что ожидают все болельщики. Хорошего, яркого боя. Хочется посмотреть такой же яркий бой. Хочется сделать еще один бой, который войдет в историю. Для меня это самое главное. Я уже говорил, что деньги присаются, это не так важно. Люди любят такие бои, люди запоминают именно это, какое у тебя сердце. Они чтобы меня знали как чемпиона, чтобы меня знали как личность, как человека. Это самое главное. Поэтому для меня 18 число будет это именно то, благодаря чему я могу сделать себе историю и сделать возможность своему народу подарить еще больше возможностей, чтобы сделать для своего народа еще больше. Вот для меня что главное.
I expect the same as all the fans. You know, this is a very exciting matchup. This is going to be a great fight, and I think that for me, it's no less than to all the people watching. You know, for me, it's exciting as well. And these types of fights are what's important because for me, the title and the money, as I've said many times, they're not number one. Number one is my fights to be part of history, and I think this is one of those fights that is destined to be part of history, and that's what I want to give my fans. That's what I want to give my people back home is these fights that people will remember, because not all the fights that are world title fights are remembered, but the fights that can, you know, the type of fight that can happen between Matthysse and I is a fight that's definitely going to be remembered forever.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from the line of Michael Woods with The Sweet Science. Your line is live.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the time. My question is for Ruslan. Ruslan, I presume that you believe going into the fight you are better than Matthysse. How are you better than Matthysse?
Он считает, что ты считаешь, что ты лучше, чем Matthysse, когда ты заходишь в этот бой. Кем ты лучше, чем он?
Я никогда не видел, что я лучше, чем Matthysse, и не думаю этого. Просто я уверен в себе и в своих силах, что я могу поверить, что не важно, кто передо мной будет стоять. То есть, если ты выложился на подготовке, если ты веришь в себя, то ты можешь победить любого, я в этом верю. Я знаю, что нет никого, кого бы я не мог победить. И я сейчас в данный момент делаю все для того, чтобы выйти и доказать это время. Я никогда не говорил громких слов, как говорят сейчас. Его команда Matthysse говорит, что мне, что лучше. Дай бог, если говорить поговорка, не говори бог, пока не перепрыгнешь. Поэтому мы все увидим. Я желаю его команде, ему лично только здоровья, дай бог, чтобы он шел 18 числа в полном здравии.
Well, first of all, I never said that I'm better than him or that I'm better than anybody else because it's not for me to judge. All I can say is that I know that I can beat anybody, and it's all about my will. You know, I know that if I give everything I have in the ring, give everything I have at training, I can beat anybody. It's all about my character and all I'm willing to give. I can't judge who's better or who's not better. You know, and I know his team are saying a lot of things, and they're saying, you know, we're gonna knock them out. We're smarter. We're better boxers. I don't want to say any of that. I'm a lot more political than that. And, you know, talk is cheap. You know, there's a Russian saying that says, you know, don't say I won until you win, you know, basically. And I'm not gonna talk, you know, I'm gonna do my talking in the ring, and I think that I can be better than anybody if I deserve it and if I give it all in training.
Good stuff. I like that. The question is for Freddie. Freddie, I'm not asking for your game plan, but I am asking how you believe Ruslan is better than Matthysse on paper going into the fight.
I think, he's a little stronger. I think he's a better puncher, but Matthysse very strong also. I mean, this is like both guys are very dangerous. I told Ruslan, if you hurt this guy, don't just walk in because he has tremendous power. Don't let him get lucky. So, we have a pretty good game plan down. We know what to do, I think. And so far, we've had a great training camp.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Our next question comes from the line of Destino Lois Jr. with Black Star News, New York City. Line is live.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation. I appreciate it. The question to Ruslan is, Ruslan, unfortunately, this is Destino Lois Jr., Black Star News, Manhattan. You suffered a setback with your lawsuit, Chris Algieri. Do you consider this fight with Lucas Matthysse a redemption, a door opener, if victorious, so that you can take advantage of the vacancies of the 140-pounders? Because now, of course, we're aware of the fact that Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson, two of your future opponents, have moved up to 143 catchweight for April 11th. So now this victory over Matthysse would be a door opener for you. Is that how you feel?
Было поражение с Алжири, это немного столкнулось тебя назад. Сейчас открывается много вариантов 140. Уже Питерсон и Гарсия дерутся 143, не защищают титул. Там может открыться варианты, еще другие варианты. Ты считаешь, что хоть Маtthysse это для тебя как дверь в титул? Я уверен, что этот бой находится много идей. Пока я не заглядываю вперед, для меня сейчас этот бой, это я иду целенаправленно только к нему, не думаю ни о чем, ни о каких других боях. 16 апреля вечера, после боя, I definitely know that there's a lot of different things going on at 140 right now, but for me right now, I'm thinking and I'm sweeping April 18th. You know, I'm thinking about this fight, and I know that once I win this fight, it will open a lot of doors for me. But, you know, once the fight is over, we can sit down and I'll be happy to answer all your questions about what's next.
I see.
Let me just also clarify the question. It was asked. So you know, neither one of those two guys are giving up their title. They're fighting at 143 pounds, so neither one of them would have to be at risk of losing their title, which I find very interesting, that neither one of them would fight for their titles so they could give up their titles to the winner. So nobody's giving up their titles in that fight. What they're doing is they made an agreement not to put their titles on the line, which is a big difference in what your question was originally about, sir.
Well, absolutely, but I questioned Danny Garcia, and he said he was having trouble making the weight. That's why he agreed with Lamont
Peterson. Give up the title.
And
he should give up the title. But anyway,
right.
They should give up the title. But that's not what's going on. What's going on is they're not fighting on weight, so neither one are at risk. So it's losing their title.
Right, I'm aware of that. Thank you very much. Ruslan, without giving out any trade secrets, with your Hall of Famer Freddie Roach trainer, how are you prepared for Matthysse, being that Matthysse already shown some flaws and being knocked down twice by Molina and once by Danny Garcia? So what are you doing to make sure that yours is the final punch?
Next question.
Our next question comes from a line of Briggs Seekins with Bleacher Report. Your line is live.
Yeah, hi, Ruslan. I'm wondering, is there a sense where mentally it's a little bit easier to relax in training camp when you know you're fighting a guy who is going to give you the kind of fights you want and not be, you know, an evasive sort of fighter like Algieri, but a guy who's going to, you know, like you say, give you a fight that makes history and also give you the kind of fight that you like to fight?
В тренировочном лагере лучше, когда ты знаешь, что твой бой, который предстоит, он будет не с таким бойцом, как Алжири, который не идет в драку, а с таким, который именно даст тот бой, который ты хочешь. Тренировочный лагерь всегда готовы. Ответственно, тренировочный лагерь складывается полностью. Мне намного приятнее думать о том, что я буду бойцом, который драться, нежели бегать туда. For me, training camp is training camp. I always give everything in training camp, and I'm very responsible in training camp. I don't take anybody lightly. But to answer your question, you know, walking into a ring with a fighter that I know will fight me definitely is a lot. You feel a lot better than fight that was just wrong.
All right, thank you. And Artie, I want to thank you for calling out the situation at 140 with the titles. It's a little discouraging to see them not treated the way that a lot of us grew up seeing titles they treated.
You're right, and what's going on is purely that they don't want to have anything at risk. It's a dangerous fight for both guys, but not like Provodnikov and Matthysse. They're putting it all on the line. They're still fighting in 12 rounds. It's 140 pounds. There is no title because we don't have one. And I'm telling you, both these kids would put their titles up if they had one. They wouldn't be avoiding fighting for the title because they don't want to take a chance of losing it. That's what's going on. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, good luck, Ruslan.
I guess we'll take one more for Ruslan.
Our last question comes from the line of Chris Guns with 15rounds.com. Your line is live.
Ruslan, he is a huge puncher, as a few different guys brought up already. Do you think he's going to be the biggest puncher you face, and do you ever wonder if you'll be able to handle that power? Have you ever had the experience of getting hit by a guy who carries a massive punch like that, and do you feel any questions on whether you'll be able to take it on the night?
The question is about Matthysse being the biggest puncher that Ruslan has faced, correct?
Yes, and if he has any questions of whether he'll be able to take it.
Ты считаешь ли ты, что Маtthysse самый ударный боксер, которого встречал? И есть ли у тебя какие-то переживания насчет этого, что ты время удары сможешь бросать его?
Я не переживаю вообще, но его это понятно, что современности, и понятно, что когда ты заходишь в ринг, ты понимаешь, что здесь бой или тебя доволен.
Looking at his record, he seems to be one of the biggest punchers of this decade, you know? He's probably one of the biggest punchers right now. Does it bother me? Not at all. It only makes me more excited because I know that this is going to be a real fight, and I know that either, I take him or he takes me, and it's going to be toe-to-toe, and it's going to be a real fight. And for me, that's only a positive.
And I appreciate that even more, that you realize you're facing someone dangerous and you want to face him anyway, and you don't mind it. I love the balls you're showing in that. And final question for Freddie. Is it a plan to jump on him early, Freddie, because he did show that vulnerability in the Molina fight? Is Freddie still there? I heard someone hang up in the phone call, but is Freddie still there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still here.
Is it a focus in training camp to try to jump on him early, seeing that the vulnerability was shown in the Molina fight early on?
Well, we have a good camp here. I mean, we know how this guy fights. I mean, I think we're the bigger puncher. I think we're a little bit better than he is. But, I mean, I mean, lots of table also. So it makes for an exciting fight. Ruslan's a very good fighter. Ruslan, I saw him learn how to fight Manny Pacquiao on his own. They used to be Manny's sparring partners. And that's when I first really got interested in him, because he's so capable. He learns very quickly, and he's a great student.
One of the best ever. I appreciate it, Freddie. Good luck on April 18th, and good luck on May 2.
Thank you very much.
Okay, was that it, guys?
It's I'm going to turn it over to Golden Boy and Team Matthysse in a minute. I guess final comments from, first Artie and then Ruslan.
Well, I just want to say thank you for everybody for joining the call. There's really not much to say. As Dan Rayfield and all the other reporters and Mr. Woods who got on the phone, everybody knows that this is the most TV-friendly and fan-friendly fight. The networks were all over, but both of them bid on the fight. So it's going to be a great night for boxing, a great night for our fans. And I just want to thank everybody, Ruslan, Freddie, and Vadim, for helping out promote the fight, which doesn't take a lot of promoting to promote this event, because everybody knows it's going to be a terrific event. I want to thank everybody for coming on board. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce my co-promoter and my partner in the show, and everybody knows who this is, one of the great fighters of our time, who's turned out to be quite the promoter himself. Good people, He has a nice staff. Like I said earlier, a lot of people say a lot of different things. It really has been no issues to work with Oscar and his staff. It was very smooth, and it's been a joy and a pleasure. And like Eric Gomez and I say, there will be future events that we'll be working. Now I'd like to turn it over to Oscar De La Hoya. He's the founder and president of Golden Boy and one of the great personalities in our sport. It's my pleasure to work with him. Oscar?
Artie, sorry to interrupt. Ruslan is leaving, so we're good to go. You wanted to say a couple of things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went too fast. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Ruslan. Say something. I apologize.
Я хочу в первую очередь поблагодарить свою команду, промоутскую компанию, свою Артипилул, Golden Boy, за то, что они организовали этот бой, сделали этот бой. Конечно же, огромное спасибо телеканалу HBO, которые поверили мне и взяли этот бой. Я их не подведу. И, конечно же, всем фанатам, которые ждут этого боя, называют этот бой мечта. Я сделаю все, чтобы они не разочаровались.
I just want to say that I want to thank Artie Palula personally, Banner Promotions. I want to thank my whole team for making this happen. This is going to be a great fight. I want to thank HBO for making this happen. I've been loyal to them, and they've been loyal to me, and that's very important to me. And we've done great things together, and there's great things to come. So I appreciate this, and I want to say one thing to the fans. I promise this is going to be the fight you guys are all waiting for. And now, from me, Artie, good luck with... I want to give the word to Oscar De La Hoya and the rest of Matthysse team. And I bet for the next 30 minutes, you guys are going to hear a lot of Matthysse is going to knock Provodnikov out and all of that. But I just want to say that Provodnikov's never been on his knees. So, you know, they're talking about knockouts a lot because they should be expecting a knockout. And good luck to you guys, and I appreciate the promotion. Ruslan says all the best of health to Matthysse and his team. Thank you.
Thanks, Vadim. Well, since I apologize, guys, I went a little bit too fast. So, Oscar, you're up. I don't have to say it again. Everybody knows what we think of you. Oscar De La Hoya.
Thank you very much, Artie. We really appreciate it. And like Artie mentioned, this fight needs no promotion. We are just thrilled that the Benz Network is going to be televising this event. These are the types of events that obviously belong on HBO Championship Boxing, and we are just thrilled and excited to be part of it. I also want to take the opportunity to thank Corona Extra, also Mexico, David to Believe It, and Corsia Vodka, which are the sponsors of the event. They have been doing a tremendous job with all the marketing and the grassroots marketing. So come April 18th, the whole world will know that the best 140-pounders will be fighting on that night. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a fighter who hails from Argentina. We all know Argentine fighters are strong fighters who are smart fighters who come to give the fight fans a spectacular show. And when you're going to see Lucas and Provodnikov in that same ring, April 18th, you're guaranteed fireworks. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you a fighter with a record of 36-3 and 32 knockouts. They call him La Máquina, and that is Lucas Matthysse. Primeramente les quiero dar gracias a toda la prensa que está presente. Estamos muy contentos de promover este evento con Artie Palulu. Gracias por la oportunidad a todos en HBO, la mejor cadena que pueda estar televisando esta pelea en HBO. Estamos muy contentos de anunciar que esta pelea ya casi está toda vendida en la taquilla, así que eso demuestra que el público, el mundo está en anticipación para ver esta gran batalla. Me da mucho gusto de presentarles a un peleador que tiene un récord de 36-3 y 32 knockouts de Argentina. Estamos muy contentos de trabajar con él. Le dicen La Máquina y ese es el gran Lucas Matthysse. Lucas. Unas palabras, Lucas.
Hola, buenas tardes. Acá estamos todavía en el gimnasio por entrenar y nada, muy contento de tener otra nueva pelea en Estados Unidos.
I'll translate for Lucas. He said, "Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm calling from my training camp in Junín, and I'm very excited for this fight and to be fighting once again in the United States."
Thank you, gracias, and we'll now open it up for questions from the media. Gracias.
As a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, you may do so by pressing star and then 1 on your telephone keypad. That's star and the number 1. And our first question comes from the line of Dan Rafael with ESPN. Your line is live.
Thank you very much. My question for Lucas, I asked Ruslan this in his portion of the call. You have a fight here where I think pretty much every boxing fan, media, is anxiously awaiting what they think could be the fight of the year. I would like to hear from Lucas about his thoughts about the really high expectations for this fight to be, extremely, extremely exciting and entertaining.
Lucas, la pregunta es para ti, Lucas. Obviamente todo el mundo se está esperando esta pelea. Todos piensan que puede ser una pelea tipo pelea del año. ¿Tú qué piensas? ¿Qué opinas sobre esos comentarios?
Sí, la verdad que bueno, muy contento, ¿no?, de la pelea que se me ha dado y que toda la gente la esté esperando, ¿no?, que sea tan popular esta pelea. Porque sí, somos dos muy buenos peleadores que vamos al frente, que salimos siempre a estar pelear. Así que bueno, la verdad estoy muy contento, muy orgulloso de que todo el país, Argentina y todo el mundo, ¿no?, está esperando esta pelea con muchas ansias.
Yes, I'm just excited. I'm excited to be fighting a caliber of fighter like Ruslan. It's two, fighters at the top of the game fighting each other. I've had many good, replies on it, especially in Argentina. A lot of people are looking forward to the fight, and I'm just excited to be fighting again at this level and fighting a guy like Ruslan.
Eric, could you ask Lucas? In April last year, he knocked out John Molina. It got voted as the fight of the year by the boxing writers. Does he think that it has a chance to be another fight of the year? Is that something he ever thinks about? I know he's probably happy that they got the fight of the year for last year. He could make it 2 in a row potentially.
Lucas, obviamente la pelea del año pasado que tuviste con Molina fue pelea del año. Lo votaron como pelea del año. Posiblemente esta también puede ser pelea del año. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Qué opinas sobre eso?
La verdad que sí, bueno, muy contento de haber hecho esta gran pelea con Molina. La verdad que entregamos los dos todo lo que tuvimos y bueno, muy contento de que haya salido esa pelea del año. Y este año igual, ¿no?, tener una gran pelea y que ya la estén promocionando como le va a ser una gran pelea. La verdad que se me está terminando mucho, me da mucha más ganas de hacer las cosas, ¿no? Así que bueno, que va a ser una gran pelea, eso va a ser una gran pelea.
Well, I mean, for last year's fight, I got to give credit to John Molina because he came to fight and he allowed me to perform in a way that made it fight of the year. If Ruslan comes forward and is aggressive and does the same thing, then yes, I'm going to seize that opportunity and try to take advantage of that and make it an exciting fight. I think personally it could be a great fight, but it takes two.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Eric. One question for you, Oscar.
I'm here.
Hey, Oscar. Good to talk to you. I know for the last number of months, you have preached very regularly about your desire to try to make the best fights you can possibly do as the leader of Golden Boy Promotions. I'd like to know from your point of view, is this sort of basically the kind of fight you had talked about when you said those words, that this is the expectation that you have to make this caliber of a fight on a regular basis?
Well, these are exactly the fights that the fans want to see. Whether there's a title on the line or no title, or where it takes place, these are the fights that the fans deserve. And I've been an advocate of staging the best fight possible for the fans. And come April 18th, I don't know for sure, but I have a good hunch that this fight might be the fight of the year.
All right, thank you for that, Oscar. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Look forward to this one.
Our next question comes from the line of Daniel Olea with Zona Deportiva. Your line is live.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, Oscar. Mi primera pregunta es para ti. Como promotor, ¿no consideras que esta pelea que la mayoría de los aficionados consideran muy atractiva merecía quizás un mejor escenario, no sé, como el Starhub Center de Las Vegas o quizás el Hard Rock Café, el Starhub de Los Ángeles o el Hard Rock Café de Las Vegas?
Pues sí, mira, esta pelea es una pelea que se supone que sea emocionante. Para mí, personalmente, va a ser una pelea más emocionante que Floyd contra Pacquiao. Yo creo que Lucas Matthysse es un peleador inteligente, pero también reconoce que quiere complacer a los fans. Así que los dos peleadores se prestan para brindarnos una bonita pelea. Este evento sí se va a llevar a cabo en el este de los Estados Unidos y pues estamos contentos de estar ahí en Nueva York. Mucha gente nos preguntaba por qué no se dio en Los Ángeles o en Las Vegas. Simplemente porque las arenas no estaban disponibles. Así que pero estamos muy contentos de que van a estar en la arena muchos argentinos apoyando a Lucas y también va a haber muchos fans para Provodnikov.
¿Vas a producir, Eric?
Dime la pregunta otra vez. ¿Cuál fue la pregunta?
Yeah, he asked me about this fight. Why wasn't it staged in Los Angeles or in Las Vegas? Why New York? And simple. The venues were not available. And he asked me if this fight being such an exciting and anticipated fight. I mean, how do I feel? This is what Golden Boy is all about, and I'm just really happy to be working with Artie Palulu, and Eric was very instrumental in making this fight happen. And we feel very, very optimistic that this fight is gonna be action packed from the very first bell, and it might even be better than the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
Y mi segunda y última pregunta es para Lucas. Lucas, ¿consideras una ventaja para ti, para tu equipo, el hecho de que Freddie Roach no estará en la esquina de Provodnikov el día de la pelea?
Lucas dice que si ya sabes o estás enterado que Freddie Roach no va a estar en la esquina de Ruslan la noche de la pelea.
No, todavía no.
Okay, so the question was, are you aware that Freddie Roach will not be working the corner of Ruslan the night of the fight? And Lucas said, no, not really. I didn't know.
Gracias.
Our next question comes from the line of Michael Woods with the Sweet Science. Your line is live.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the time. My question is for Ruslan. Ruslan, on the first portion of the call, someone referenced you saying something along the lines of you believe that you were going to knock Provodnikov out. I didn't see that. I'm not sure what outlet that was said to. Can you reiterate that? Can you talk about that and clarify for me what was said there?
Salió, Lucas, la pregunta es para ti. Salió por allí una nota, comentario tuyo, que ibas a noquear a Ruslan. ¿Es cierto que habías dicho eso o es mentira?
Sí, quizá, no sé, yo me tengo mucha confianza y que quiero hacer una gran pelea, me estoy preparando para lo mejor, pero si podemos terminarla antes, mejor, porque es una gran pelea y que va a haber que va a haber caída seguramente.
No, he said, they weren't exactly those words, but he said all along, it's a tough fight, and he's ready to fight. He's ready for a tough fight, and if the opportunity presents itself so that the fight could end early, obviously I'm going to take advantage of it. But I'm ready to fight a tough fight, and it's going to be a tough fight.
Excellent. This question is for Oscar. Oscar, you've repeatedly said you want the best fighting the best. That's going to be the stamp that Golden Boy wishes to put on his fight. I am wondering, is there a certain class of athlete and human being who wants to accept the challenge of the best fighting the best? And are you going to maybe target those type of fighters and only sign those type of fighters to Golden Boy moving?
Well, that's up to the fighter. I mean, I can't fight for the fighter. They go up to the ring and they perform. But we at Golden Boy want to make the best matchups possible. Obviously, keeping in mind that that the fans always come first, and this fight here with Lucas and Provodnikov. I mean, this is everybody's writing about how this can be the fight of the year, and we feel proud to be working with Artie Palulu and making this happen.
Yeah, the fan buzz for this on Twitter is amazing, I would say. Can you give us a hint, maybe a little bit of a tease about maybe some other types of fist fights that maybe you're trying to make or want to make for the rest of this year?
Well, that calls for another conference call, so we're going to focus here on Lucas. So we'll have a call about that shortly, my man.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it, guys. Be well.
Take care, Michael.
All right, next question comes to the line of Destino Lois Jr. with Black Star News, New York City. Your line is live.
Thank you very much. Gracias. En el castellano, Lucas Matthysse, ¿usted considera que esta pelea para usted en sus preparaciones es una abre puerta para usted para lograr los setos de las 140 libras, ya que aunque lo nieguen, Dani García ni Lamar Peterson van a pelear a ese nivel, han subido a 143 libras, aunque están escondiendo sus títulos? Pero esta victoria, la pregunta es, esta victoria sobre el Ruslan va a abrir las puertas para usted para pelear por los setos de las 140.
Hey, Eric, can you translate that in English too? I speak a little Italian, but no Spanish.
You want me to say it in English?
Yeah, I want to hear what's going on. I told you I speak a little Italian, but no Spanish. Sorry.
Well, I can do both if you want me to. I don't know.
Somebody just let us know.
No, so the question was, Lucas, do you see this as an opportunity of more doors opening at 140 so that you can be the top fighter at 140? Obviously, there's still Danny Garcia and Lamont, but everybody knows they're fighting at a catch weight. Is this kind of like the changing of the guard, and it's going to open up the doors so you can be the top fighter at 140? Lucas, puedes contestar, Lucas.
Sí, la verdad que sí. Me gustaba que esta pelea sea por títulos, ya que los campeones no defienden. Pero bueno, va a ser una buena pelea también, una mandela, para que otra vez golpear la puerta, ¿no? Para tener una posibilidad. Así que el triunfo me dejaría de vuelta ahí, creo, en los primeros planes para que no sea mundialista.
Yes, obviously with this fight here, we're the ones that are fighting at the weight class.
Right.
For whatever reason, Danny and Lamont, they're fighting outside of the weight class. Yes, this is the fight that's going to open up opportunities for the winner. It's a fight that's gonna open up bigger and better things, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what motivates me.
Lucas, otra vez, en preparación para esta pelea que promete ser una telefónica en el mismo medio, el centro del cuadrilátero, ¿cómo usted se está preparando para evitar knockdowns como le hizo Molina y le hizo Danny García? ¿Cómo ha sido su preparación?
Yeah, how are you preparing for the question is how are you preparing for this fight, which obviously promises to be a fight in a phone booth? How are you preparing, so you're not hit and maybe dropped like you have like you did get dropped with Danny in your last fight with Molina. Lucas?
Sí, ha sido una buena preparación. La verdad que bueno, en la Molina y así hemos aprendido mucho, así que es una buena preparación que sabemos que va a tener un duro combate, así que bueno, nos vamos preparando muy bien.
Well, it's on the preparation. And I've had a very, very good preparation. And obviously, we've worked on things so that that won't happen during the fight. But it's on the preparation, and I've had one of the best preparations for this fight.
Thank you. Gracias, Lucas. My last question will be to Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar, I'll do it in English. Is this your dream come true, Oscar, that all of the fights that you wanted to put together are little by little coming true, and at the same time you are spreading the wealth because you're going up to Verona, New York. A lot of people told me, where the heck is Verona, New York? But it is a fight town. So are you doing this to spread the wealth of boxing and to make it more palatable for those who cannot come into the Las Vegas and the Californias and whatever?
Well, I'm happy to be part of a year where boxing will be shown and on the main stage. We feel that boxing in 2015 is going to transcend. And boxing is just it's just getting started. I mean, with the Mayweather Pacquiao fight happening, with Canelo fighting, and this fight here. I mean, this is what the fans want to see, and we're just excited to be part of it, and to take it down to Verona. The ticket sales are just a great indication of that Verona's a fight town, and the arenas weren't available in Los Angeles or in Las Vegas, so we didn't take a risk of taking it to Verona. I mean, we obviously already knew firsthand what type of fans there are in Verona, New York. So I mean, obviously he wasn't wrong. I mean, this is almost a sellout event, so we're excited to be part of it.
Thank you very much. God bless all of you, and mucho success y buena suerte, y que Dios lo bendiga siempre. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Gracias.
Our next question comes from the line of Chris Guns with 15rounds.com. Your line is live.
Lucas, I know that it was my opinion that it was fight of the year last year, you versus John Molina, and you know how hard John Molina hits. You faced him. When you assess film of Ruslan, you know that he carries a punch. How do you assess through film when you compare what you might feel from him that what you already felt from John Molina? Who do you think has bigger one-punch power?
Lucas, la pregunta es para ti, Lucas. Obviamente peleaste con John Molina. Él tiene una pegada respetable, bastante fuerte. Y ahora vas a pelear con Ruslan, otro peleador que tiene una pegada respetable, bastante fuerte. ¿Tú puedes comparar más o menos, puedes hablar un poquito de qué te espera posiblemente de Ruslan? Lucas.
Hola. ¿Cómo decía?
Sí, la pregunta es que obviamente peleaste con John Molina, que es un peleador que tiene una pegada fuerte, respetable, y ahora vas a pelear con otro peleador. Obviamente no lo has enfrentado, pero ¿tú crees que él posiblemente puedes comparar? ¿Tú crees que él pega igual como Molina o quizás más? ¿Qué son tus pensamientos?
Sí, puede ser, tiene un buen porcentaje de knockout, pero bueno, sí, no hemos enfrentado nunca, ¿no? Seguramente es un peleador fuerte, son dos estilos diferentes, ¿no? Con Molina y con Provodnikov, pero sí tiene una pegada medio parecida.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Obviously it's hard to compare because I haven't fought against Ruslan. but they're different styles. Molina was a little sneaky. Ruslan is a very, very different style. Obviously, the object of it is not to get hit, in this fight. But I'm preparing. I'll be ready for it.
And as a guy who faced that kind of power and had to get up off the canvas and you pulled out a victory in that great fight, do you ever have any questions that if Ruslan does prove to carry bigger power, will you be able to get up? Do you ever question that?
Obviamente, Lucas, cuando te tiraron en la pelea de Molina, te levantaste como un gran campeón y le ganaste. Si llega a pasarte en esta pelea, ¿has pensado en eso? ¿Vas a poder levantarte?
Sí, más vale, no me va a tirar, no me hace tan fácil. Molina fue un accidente, la mano creo que me agarró medio atrás de la nuca, pero seguro voy a pelear hasta lo último que tenga, ¿no? Si caigo me levantaré y seguiré peleando, pero no me va a tirar.
I'm not going to get dropped with Ruslan, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to get dropped. When Molina dropped me, if the punch was a little bit behind my head, I'm not making excuses, but I'm not going to get dropped with Ruslan, and that's not what I'm thinking about.
Supreme confidence. And one question for Cudi Barrera. Lucas did show and has shown that he can jab and he can move a little bit. He does have a little bit more to his game than Ruslan does. Is it a game plan to show movement because Ruslan does admit that he has problems with movers? Is it a plan to try to move a little bit?
La pregunta es para Cuti Barrera. Cuti, obviamente Lucas sabe boxear, ha boxeado en el pasado, él tiene un buen jab. Han estado trabajando eso, moverse un poquito más quizás por el estilo de Ruslan. Yeah, he's talking in robot, I think. I don't know what he's saying.
If Lucas wants to answer that, is he trying to involve a little more movement to his game for this fight?
¿Están practicando quizás boxear un poquito en la pelea?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he said you know what, I think I understood his stand, him saying they're working on the jab. He's working on the jab a little bit, but he doesn't want to give up too much information.
Maybe he's coming as a robot. He's going to be hard to beat if he does. And one quick question for Oscar. Oscar, when you finished laughing out loud, what did you end up saying through text or phone call to Gary Russell on Saturday night? I'm just playing. I don't want you to answer that. I know you're a lot more professional. I just want to commend you on the great fights that you're putting on and the great job you're doing at Golden Boy. I do appreciate the great job you guys are doing. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Are we done, Mark?
We have no further questions in queue at this time.
Okay. So, I guess, Oscar, I want to thank you, Eric, Lucas Matthysse, Ruslan, and all the reporters on board. See everybody. Oscar, I'll let you finish up with the last word. I want to see everybody at the fight, and I appreciate everything that is happening with this great event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And there's really not much to say. We'll see you April 18th. Sure fireworks. We are all excited, and we're just a pleasure to be working with Artie Palulu and his staff and everybody involved. So watch it live on HBO Championship Boxing. There's a few tickets left, so it's sure going to be a sellout and a crowd there in New York. So we're excited, and so we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Oscar, if you're around tomorrow, Wednesday, I'll be in LA. Lunch is on me at In-N-Out Burger. Very important on the East Coast. We don't have them here.
I'm actually I'll be in New York, but I'll take you up on that in another day. Thank you, Artie.
You got it. Have a good day, guys. Thank you very much. Anything else, Mark? All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.